will be a difficult challenge. I do agree. Like, okay, calm down. Like, I don't think it's as bad as that.
In our family archives, there's a photograph taken by my father in 1945 at the end of the war, and the people of Glasgow met in this square to celebrate a great victory, and tonight is also another great victory for the British people. And it's quite ironic that I'm being asked by a Persian today, and I hope that the Iranians too achieve freedom, exactly what they want.
People are not right-wing, and I believe that this movement behind us today is a right-wing exclusionary movement, and it's wrong. It promotes inequality amongst peoples, and it's wrong. I think a lot of Scottish people in 2014 voted to remain in the UK on the pretense that they could remain in the European Union. Of course, that has not happened as part of UK politics, and now today they feel that UK politics has let them down once again, and it's time to become independent. I think the quality of life amongst people within the UK after Brexit has happened will seriously diminish. I think the benefits of being part of the European Union are greater than we get. It's not just the economic, it's the principle, it's the moral principle. That's what really hits home. It's a principle of inclusion. At the end of the day, it's about peace. Scotland welcomes everyone. We need all the skills, all the culture. We need it to make this Scotland a brighter place, a more inclusive place. I love Scotland. I'm so proud of Scotland. We are always a more welcoming place than the previous empirical little Britain next door.
My name is Dennis. I'm a student working at Edinburgh Napier University studying English and film. I originally voted Remain in the independence referendum, but I changed my vote sometime around late 2016, early 2017, when I just became disillusioned with the European Union. That would be the quickest and briefest way to describe how I'm now here. It'll be a turbulent time, but I think Scotland, Britain, England, Wales, Northern Ireland can benefit from this. I think that this can work to our benefit. I voted yes in the independence referendum, so and the thing is, I do think there was in the independence referendum we agreed to but all sides agreed to a lifetime guarantee, but it's such a vague concept that nobody really knows when that lifetime guarantee is up. And if another referendum happened tomorrow, I would vote yes. Because it's a point of principle I can't be moved from. Guys, both arguments for me now depend on sovereignty, as I don't want to have any say in English laws, but I want Scotland to really have its own control of its own laws. But I do recognise that the UK is better than the European Union.
I'm happy, something we've been waiting for a long time has finally happened. I would say the EU was kinda pushing back the Britain's economy, despite we had quite a few benefits, the custom unions, we could export and import stuff easily, but there were some restrictions regulations the EU put on the UK economy. Well, certainly the Scottish are not happy about Brexit, and even though I'm personally pro-Brexit, I can understand why the Scottish people are unhappy. Well, to have our own immigration rules so that basically we can. Well, it was mostly about the economy. I mean, economy, immigration, like, to be honest, no. As a university student, I can see how much we benefit from actually having, like, international students in our university and stuff like that. But I believe, like, we can achieve that without the European Union, because there are actually programs like Erasmus Plus, which actually function without the European Union, and we can actually have students, like, from the European Union. The EU is actually, like, draining a lot of money from the UK's budget, and as well as generally, like, just putting regulations, like, I mean, like, in terms of production, even in construction, like, basically, like, my study module is construction. There is so many EU regulations that are unnecessary in the UK because the UK has its own.
I think it's going to be really tough, and I think it's going to be really hard. I don't think it's a happy day for many people. I think it's going to hit Scotland and the UK in 3 years' time. Probably maybe the first year won't be that bad, but when the real changes come, I don't think it's going to bring good changes. And for Scottish people as well, I think it will push people to vote for leaving, the UK. I think Scotland will become independent. I think some probably changes should be, this Brexit should be looked upon as a kind of a warning sign, maybe that other countries might think about it, but I hope not. I hope it will be the only country, Britain will, UK will be the only country who will leave.